Hello.
Yo. Hey, hello, afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hello, Daniel. Hello,
How
Jeff.
we doing?
Hello, buddy.
Hello, everybody.
The Wanderer returns.
I know. Just welcome to everyone for this sort of Sunday afternoon mid-football Everton kickoff.
Saturday.
Oh, God, you know what? I'm sorry. I've been in some strange limbo. Hey,
I know,
Dave.
that's fine.
Hey, Wanderlust.
Saturday tea time kickoff. Right, so it's the build-up for the Everton game at Spurs. And the team news is going to be coming out in a minute, so we're just doing a little sort of 20-minute build-up to the game and just talk about the team news when it comes out.
The Blues are arriving. I can see them coming on. Dave, Weston, yes, boys. Are you excited, everyone? Are you excited? Because I am. I'm ready. I've been watching Rocky all morning, Yann. I've been watching Rocky clips, Rocky videos. And this is the reason I'm an Evertonian, mate, because I love being an underdog. And Spurs, a lot of people said they're going to beat us, but I am ready. I am ready. We can do this. I really do think we're going to win this. I really do think we're going to win this.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
I mean, I don't know if I'm as positive as you, Daniel. I think the proof will be in the first 5 or 10 minutes.
I love it.
Has anyone said to you that our performance, I'm well aware of what's happened with your head. I mean, your hair specifically, right? Has anyone ever mentioned sort of, the legend, the myth, the story of Samson, right? Because I'm starting to think whether Everton's fortunes are linked to your hair.
No. Yann, I'm telling you, we've got this today. I'm telling you. We just had a one bad game. You can't be 6-7 undefeated and not have a bad game. Eventually it comes to an end, but that's the wake-up call. This is, I mean, our lineups are going to come out in a minute, which I'm excited to see, but this is the game, because if you fight, you're in any game, and I think we're going to fight today. I really do think Lampard's going to be up for this.
Where was our fight last week, Daniel?
It's just one of those games where everything goes wrong for you, and it was the same for a lot of players. We don't normally see Garner Gay shocking. We don't normally see, but in all fairness, Yann, that was a game that we haven't seen this season. That's the first time I've seen us really poor. And Tarkowski said the same, didn't he? He said you get one game every now and again. We've been good every other game, so one game isn't that bad. We'll be back on it, so I'm ready.
Yeah, and it
Jeff,
wasn't.
I'm just going to jump straight in. Oh,
go on then.
Put it on, Jeff. Go on.
I was just going to say, Jeff, I'm going to jump straight in there. How do you feel about, because Gordon is suspended, isn't he, because of his yellow card count?
I'm not bothered at all that he's missing. I'm not, because I would have dropped him out of the lineup anyway, because I don't think he's been very good the last few weeks. He just looks out of sorts, and I think it's not. I'm not going to say he's rubbish or anything like that. And obviously the more players that we've got available, the better. But am I really disappointed that he's missing today? No, not really. I'm really not.
I am, but I feel he needs a rest. I'm disappointed he's not playing because he's fast, but I think he needs a rest.
Well, he's fast, as you say, but Jeff, do you think that's because he's maybe a bit too lightweight for what we need against Spurs? Because I think we didn't necessarily. There's difference of opinions on to how the physicality affects the refereeing of a match and the flow of it. But do you think Spurs are one of those teams where, I mean, historically they've always let us play football and it's been a good footballing game, but do you think we need to be quite physical and boss the game?
I honestly up front don't think that we've actually got it in us to be that physical. I think that all three of the forwards that we're likely to play today are lightweight. We're not a team that's going to bully anyone or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, Mopé's 5'8". He'll put himself about, but he's not a big unit. Obviously, Gray isn't particularly strong physically. Gordon has been running around a bit like a headless chicken. So, yeah, I don't think we're a strong team physically up front. So, Yeah, I don't think that's how we're going to win the game today. If we can win the
Corners.
game. Yeah.
Right, ever the optimist there, Jeff.
Well, no, I'm just realistic. Spurs have got 100% home record, and they've got like one of the best forward lines in world football. That's just an honest fact. So, we're going to have to keep it tight and defend like Trojans, and just try and nick something from the game. We're not going to outplay Tottenham, are we? That's just reality, is it? But I'm not writing off the game. We've got a fighting chance, but we've got to be on our very, very best game. The performance in the first half in the United game, if we turn up looking like that again, we're going to get rolled over. So we have to be defensively strong. We have to fight in midfield, and we have to just take any chance that we get. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to have to see. Sorry, I'm still waiting for the team news.
I can't wait to come on this after when we've won. I cannot wait to come on this when we win. I really can't wait because Geof doesn't think we're going to win. And I can't wait to surprise him and we've won and we're celebrating. I can't wait for it to happen. I'm waiting for these lineups. It's interesting because we think we know what it's going to be, but it could be a complete surpriser. It's a bit exciting and a bit nervous. I said the same as Brennan Davis that's just dropped on. Now, get these comments up because quite a few people on. Brennan Davis just said, that's my score. That's my score. Here we go.
Right. Pickford, obviously. Coleman, Tarkowski, Cody, Mikalenko, Onana, Garner, Iwobi, McNeil, Gray, Mopai. Exactly what we thought it was going to be. Exactly what we thought it was going to be. And obviously on the bench, Begovic, Keane, Calvert-Lewin, Decore, Davis, Vinagre, Rondon, Garner, and Welsh. So that's our team for today, which is pretty much exactly what you would have expected it to be.
How are you feeling? What's your reaction?
I'm fine with that team. I mean, that's that. In terms of the fit players that we've got, that's our current best first 11. Obviously, we've got a couple of players there who will be good off the bench. DCL, if we can stay in the game until sort of 70 minutes and we're still in it, then you can bring players on and maybe we can sort of turn the game in our favour or something like that. But yeah, I think this is as stronger lineup as we could have put out there. I think.
Bring it on. I'm ready. That's the lineup I expected.
By the way, for anyone watching,
I am ready.
Your glasses are fine if you're wearing them. That's just what Yann looks like.
Wait, hang on.
His screen's a bit blurry as a one-off.
In the comments, am I that fuzzy? Because it could be these guys and their connection.
It's a one-off. No, it's a one-off. Don't worry about it, Yann. It's a one-off. We'll get sort it out next time. I don't know why it is. I don't know, but don't worry because you got the magic Yann voice there behind the screen, so that's all that matters. Do you know what? I can't wait for this game. I really can't. This is the reason I was an Evertonian because when I first started supporting Everton, I wanted to be an underdog, and this is the game, and I love it when it's a hard game, and this is a hard game. Spurs is a hard game, but I genuinely really do feel we've got the tools to take them on. And Onana in the middle, Iwobi and Garner Gate. Right. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Right. So...
I wish I was there with you. I really do.
The Tottenham team, Hugo Lloris, a three-man defence of Eric Dyer, Christian Romero, Ben Davis.
Shit.
Ivan Perisic gets the nod to play left wing. Emerson Royale on the right.
Take him. Look at this combo.
Hang on a sec.
Keep reading it.
Bentancur, Pierre-Eric Højbjerg in a two-man midfield. And then Kane up front. Hang on a sec. Oh, yeah. And I think Son as well. Let me just double check that.
Right, just for anybody watching, as far as I'm aware, Dan is not doing those canisters.
I've got blue balloons here, mate. I've got blue balloons up the fucking toppies. Come on.
Richarlison is starting as well, yeah. So
I've already got the balloons out.
Loris, Doherty, Romero, Dia, Davis, Perisic, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Richarlison, Son, and Kane.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Their side.
Bring it on.
So they're playing a three-man defence with wing backs and two in midfield. And so I think if you're looking at the game where we can cause them problems,
they're
you
buggered.
have to be looking at the midfield. Onana, Garner, and Iwobi have to take control of that midfield. And then we just have to keep them quiet on the wing and try and stop crosses, because obviously they're a threat. They've got really good players. You can't argue that. We just have to keep it tight, close the space down, force them out wide, and defend cross as well. And then we have to try and nick something on the break. I think that's the way we're going to be approaching the game, I think. Don't know what anyone else is saying.
I'm ready to take them. I think we can dominate the midfield. I think we could dominate the midfield with their two midfielders. Well, three they've got, but Højbjerg, not scared of him. And I think that defence with Davis and Dyer, I'll get at them. I think Mupé is going to be an absolute nightmare. We don't need to worry about them. Let them worry about us, because we've got some players that other teams will be scared of. No one's going to want to come up against Mupé, because he is a headache. And Onana, if he's box to box on it, Højbjerg's going to have a problem. And if Iwobi's on it like Iwobi's normally on it, and Garner Gay this time gets his game right, I think we can hit them all over. I really do think this is the bounce back game. And Spurs, yes, they are good. Yes, they are in form. Do I think that they're overhyped? Yes, I do. And this is going to be the game where we show them. This is going to be the game where we show that they're overhyped. I'll take them and get Richie as well. In big games where Richie overthinks and thinks that he's got to be good, like this game, he can just do himself in the brain. And I don't think he's going to be... I hope we can contain him. I really do.
Yeah.
You've
Go on then. So, Yandalf, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just going to say, it's interesting that they've gone for the sort of Christmas tree formation that we tried at times. You know what I mean?
Been smoking. Nothing. Just Everton buzz, mate. Everton buzz. I love it.
This is standard, Dan.
I've got to get to that Newcastle game, because I wish I was there with all those travelling fans. I've been looking at them on Twitter, all saying on the coaches we're going to the game, and I hope we do it for them. I really do.
That would mean having to go to Newcastle, though.
Yeah, but it's not far from me. It's an hour and a half, so I'm going. If I can get a ticket, Yann, I'm going. I've been asking about if I can get a ticket to the Newcastle game, I'm going. I am going, mate. I've got to get to a game. Nice. I've got that Everton buzz.
There it is.
You know me, Yann. You saw me at the game. When I go, mate, and I'm ready for this. I am ready. I am ready. This is a good game.
Just out of curiosity, though, right? Off topic. Do you guys think that in cities such as Leeds and Newcastle, obviously there's always going to be hardcore fans, but does it stop or does it hinder the formation of a fan base and an identity? Because when it's just a whole city, it's just like, oh well, everyone supports them. Whereas, you know, being an Evertonian, there is an element of, you know, Scouse, not English, and Everton, not Liverpool. And all that.
I'm assuming you don't know. Yeah, I know, but I'm assuming you don't understand the geography of the area, because, like, if you actually look at Sunderland is literally right next door.
Yeah.
So, and if you actually look at the sort of demographics of the area, there's a huge number of Sunderland fans live in Newcastle, and there's a huge number of Newcastle fans live in Sunderland. So, I mean, to be honest, they're a bit like, I would say that it's the comparison would be something like
Southampton.
No, Southampton and Portsmouth, like that kind of situation, or maybe like Wolverhampton and Birmingham, something like that. They're
buggered,
not
man.
that far apart.
They're buggered.
West Brom
So
is
they're
close enough.
they're buggered. They are
Yeah.
buggered. I'm just looking at it now, and they're playing with the three at the back that we struggled with last season: Dyer, Davis, and Ramiro, and then Doherty and Perisic as wing backs. Perisic as a wing back, getting on, isn't he? So and when we played that, Yann, when we played that formation, we got dominated in the middle of the park because other teams had three in midfield. We've got three in midfield today. Are we going to do that to them? Are we? I think we are.
The only trouble is, I think that the danger for me, because if Kane is isolated or he has a bad game, he can just, he's undoubtedly very good. But for me, the danger there is Richarlison and Son.
Yeah,
that's the danger.
It is a big danger. I'm not stupid or deluded, but the thing is,
I'm not calling you stupid.
I'm not saying you are, because I know some people think, oh, this guy's crazy. He thinks that. I've seen some of the comments, but generally, I do think that we learnt last season, if you don't control the game in centre midfield, your attackers don't get into the game. And if we can dominate that centre of midfield, I don't think it'll matter what Richarlison and Son does, because they'll just run around up top and not get the ball. If we can, do you know what? I don't think Spurs are that good at possession. I really don't. I've watched them, and they're a hard team. They give you a very hard game. They don't dominate possession, and I generally think we could give them a go on possession.
I'm putting some comments up while you're talking.
Yeah. In the spirit of sort of footballing, the competitiveness from an objective, impartial observer. If you weren't a Spurs fan or an Everton fan, nobody really wants to see it. But I think the one good thing that could come of this is potentially if there happens to be some dodgy tackles and we see a red card. I mean, I don't know.
I did say that, Yann. I do think there's going to be a red card in this game. I don't know who it's going to be, whether it's going to be us or them. But I think there's a lot of players in that game where you can see like double yellow or a bad tackle with them and us. To be fair, they've got some big tacklers, and we've got some big tacklers as well with Tarky and Cody, and I think Coleman will go in strong today. It's going to be a busty game. This is. I don't think it'll be 0-0. I don't think it'll be 0-0. That's one thing I will say. I watched the game earlier on, Leicester and Crystal Palace. Very boring. I think this game's going to be very different. Yeah, I nearly fell asleep. Honestly, if it wasn't for Maddison playing and having 3 shots, I probably would have fell asleep.
Yeah,
but I think this game's going to be different.
This is an interesting point from Dave, which I agree with. This not pivotal, but a kind of signpost kind of game where, after what happened last year, I mean, we got absolutely destroyed by them. I think this game, to some extent, because obviously we still haven't got DCL fully fit and ready to start, and we haven't got Patterson. But other than that, realistically, we've got a first choice 11 out, and I think it'll be interesting to see how we compete with them last year compared to compete with them this year compared to last year, in terms of we were all over the place, disorganized mess, and we conceded so many silly goals in that game. And so seeing us fight and be more disciplined and more try and control the game and control the opposition and keep, try and keep a clean sheet, even if we just love it till, let's say we lost 2-1 or something like that, I would still see that as a kind of sign of progress, because going, let's be honest, and I know Dan's enthusiastic and I'm optimistic, I hope we can win. But what I want to see more than anything else is us compete. That was the disappointing thing about the United game, was after we scored, we just went to bits for that first half. So I just want to see us being competitive and, tough to beat and showing all of our better qualities against a really good side. So this is a good test for us,
The only trouble is, I completely agree with you that as long as we don't get battered. I mean, even if we put up a good fight and it's 2-0, but we could have got it and they get a lucky goal kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's positives to take, but unfortunately that won't equate to points on the on the board when the table's still open and it's quite early on, and and that will start. It has a psychological impact. Not getting points, even if you play well.
It's to be fair, one thing I will say, obviously, I didn't want to jump over you. 6-7 different players to that Spurs game that you're talking about. 6-7 different players. We've got Cody, didn't play. Tarkowski. We've got Onana. We've got Gala Gay. We've got Mupe. We've got McNeil. Complete different team. And a lot better team.
Yeah.
A lot better team.
And
I'm not. That
like
result doesn't bother me at all.
No, that's what I say, and that's why I think this will be a kind of signpost game of how much more competitive we are compared to the team that we had last year. And again, we've had another week's training between games where they've gone away and played a European match. We've had time to work again on on how we play. We're laughing at that.
His comment? No, I was just popping his comment up. It's quite funny, actually. I'm not going over what you're saying.
But while you guys are saying that, I will just point out to everyone
probably what I'm saying, Dan. Read it in the comments. He's a loony too.
The Spurs team that last year they beat us 5-0 at White Hart Lane. The only difference there might be a slight formational change, but the only difference between the team that they're fielding today and the one last season is Kulusevski, who's injured or suspended, and Sessegnon. So they've got Bentancur. No, not Bentancur. Richarlison. And
Richarlison. Yeah.
Oh Christ.
Yeah. Do you want their team sheet up again?
They've got some dangerous attacking players, but at the end of the day, if we attack them, then we don't need to worry about that. And that is the only way today that we will do well is to take the game to them. If you sit back against players like that and have got Son, Richarlison, and Kane in your box, you're asking for trouble. The only way you're going to save yourself is to get up that pitch. And if you get up that pitch, having that Bentancur, Holberg, and Dyer, and Davis and Romero. Dyer, Davis, and Romero. Davis isn't that fast anymore. Dyer's not that fast. Romero, I'm telling you, if I just hope, I really do. Looking at this, I think we can take them, but I really do hope we go for it. I don't want to sit back.
I do.
No,
because the thing is, they are a counter-attacking team. They like to sit back and they play on the counter with pace. And what they really can't deal with and what they've struggled with is scoring against teams who sit in a low block and just close down the lines because they're not as good at playing through the lines. And pace is what their problem is. And I think that by closing it and keeping it tight, that we're more likely to keep a clean sheet than if we try and play high. If we go at them, they'll come at us, and we'll leave the gaps. And that's exactly what happened in the Man United. That's exactly what happened in the Man United game. We went at them, and we left massive gaps, and they exploited those gaps because they've got those players to do that, and that's what Tottenham have got. They've got the players to exploit the gaps. If we try and play high up on them, that's exactly what happened last year in the game against them. Is we tried playing out.
I'm just going to have to cut in there and do it. We've got a live follow Everton reporter on scene at White Hart Lane.
Here he is.
We
sent him out. Get the comment down. Here we go. Hi, comment. Get him down. We sent him out to the game. Here he is. This is me. There you go.
Hey up, buddy.
He's on mute, and he doesn't even know it. He's on mute.
You're on mute.
There you go.
Hello?
Hello, Stevie. How are you doing?
All loud and clear. Yeah, good, thanks. I've just been listening in. It's a sickening blow when you walk past these big stands selling these half cars with Richarlison on. But in all seriousness, Everton have a lot on their hands today to try and contain this top side. What I have to admit is a very impressive complex. It's made me very excited about Bramley Moor. Just walking in through it was about 35 minutes from Seven Sister Station up here. I swallowed the atmosphere, dived in to use the loo at a well-known takeaway establishment. And I'm here thanks to our connections at Follow Everton. And this is going to be a big game for Everton because I think against Man United, we just weren't at the races. And what we don't need this season is back-to-back defeats. We're building the momentum. Just very briefly on the team, I know you guys have covered it already. It's very much sit on the fence. As I was walking up, I thought, wouldn't it be great if he tries the Mopay Calvert-Lewin and let's go for it today? What is he really going to do? Is he'll just play the same team that we all predicted on paper and put McNeil in where Gordon is? So no surprises there. Guys, I'm going to go and leave you to it. Get inside the ground and see if I can sample the atmosphere that's going on. But great to sort of drop in. And good luck with everything. And I'll see you.
Yeah, take plenty
of Stevie,
come out winning.
Make sure you make us win. Make sure you make us win. Don't come out of that ground without a win. Don't come out of that ground without a win, mate.
If I come out with that ground with a match squad shirt, you know we've lost. So because I'm sitting near the front, sitting. I'm actually standing. I'm in the safe stand.
Come on, Stevie.
How that goes.
You've got this.
But yeah, this is a relatively quiet patch where the away fans are. It's absolutely stunning. It's a bit like a mini Wembley so far. But you don't get any more atmospheric than the horseman you're walking right past you now. I'm going to leave you guys with it. Enjoy the game.
Have a good one, mate. Have a good one.
See you later.
I'm jealous.
I don't know why I'm waving at him.
I'm jealous. He's a proper reporter then, wasn't he? That was pretty good. We should do that every game. He actually hosted it like a reporter then as well. I'm here at the game. It's cracking. I am jealous. I want to be there.
Are we mocking someone for their professionalism on our channel?
No, he was good then. I like that. That's what I wanted him to do, and it was banging. I wish I was there. It was interesting to see what he said about Calvert-Lewin. I was going to say to him that he isn't fit to play yet to start. It's already been said, hasn't it?
No,
he's not fit to start. Lampard says he's only doing 70% of training, and Lampard won't start someone unless he's doing 100% of training. He's already said that. But I definitely think in the last 20 minutes, if you need a Crystal Palace goal, free kick in the box, and Calvert-Lewin to score, he'll be on.
Buddy?
He'll be on.
Hey, Luke.
School of Science is in the house. Hello, my mate. How are you doing?
Oh, do you know what? This game is 39 minutes away from kickoff.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm excited. I am excited.
It's on Tally Box, yeah.
I've risked it all here. I could come on and look like a complete idiot if we got battered, but I'm ready.
I mean, you already have shaved your hair, Daniel, and you did tell me
it's growing back a lot. Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna bleach it. I'm gonna have like
oh no.
Yeah. Do you know like Mupé when he bleached his hair? I'm gonna have that style.
What you want to start doing is putting like zigzags in it or something like that.
Yeah, I ain't got. It's all there. It's all growing good.
Nice.
But yeah, I want to. Now you told me about that cursed haircut, Yann. I want to win even more. I didn't even realise there was a such thing, but now we need to win just to prove that this isn't bad luck.
So here's an interesting stat.
His hair and he lost all his strength.
So here's an interesting stat for today.
We're going to win.
Take it however you want it. Right, every good run comes to an end. As a manager, Conte hasn't lost a game against us. So is that an omen that the run's going to come to an end? That like we're finally going to get one over on Conte because no manager goes unbeaten against Everton. So is this the day where we get our payback for Antonio Conte?
I do have to say, by the way, just as a point out, I know Ball says if Richie scores, hopefully he doesn't celebrate against us. Now,
sorry. Someone said about the paint. Someone said about the paint.
He will. Yeah, I'll get. Sorry, Dan. If he scores, he will celebrate. And to be honest, two things about that. One, you'd want him to because look at how he celebrated when he scored against Watford for us. And two, I think it will solidify people in the sort of having to move past the sort of having to move past. We're not Richarlison. We are Everton, and he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I am very thankful for the years he gave us, but he's not an Everton player anymore. Bye. Wish you the best. Or have a good life, mate. See you.
Yeah,
I hope it's a moot point, and he doesn't even score at all. So we're still discussing it.
I just it's a scary game with Richarlison because you lot know how much I love Richarlison. So the love is put aside, and generally, like I say, everyone's different. Some people say break his legs. I just think play our game and let's beat him. And I don't even want to think about Richarlison. I want to think about my Everton players.
I just think that he shouldn't be an issue anymore. He doesn't play for Everton, so I don't care about him anymore. It's just that simple. I
can see why people do, though. I bet you can as well. I can see why people do.
Mark said, hope he doesn't do a Rooney. I can't see Richarlison into OAPs. Like, I don't
know. To be fair, he's not going to score anyway.
He doesn't play for us anymore. He did all right while he was here, and now he's gone, and we move on, and that's fine. I'm not that bothered. I want to cheer our team, and the thing is that unlike last year, I like our team. I like our players. I'm not saying they're the best players in the world or anything like that, but I like our team.
Last season, going to the game
was painful.
Yes,
but no, I was just going to say, I'm starting to see a team on the pitch that looks like an Everton team, like players who scrap and fight and give 100% and go off the pitch knackered and sweaty because they've given everything they've got. And if that's not good enough, that's good. If it's not good enough to win, it's fine. But so long as they put in the full hard yards and give everything, then I'm happy with that. That's the basis of an Everton side.
Onana's scoring today. Going
to the game last season,
he's scoring today.
I'm not a woman, so I can't really say with any authority on this, but it was like going into labour, going to hospital, doing all the hard work, the misery, the suffering, and coming out with a turd rather than a fucking baby. Sorry.
Good comparison. Good comparison.
What was that? Sorry.
It was a good analogy.
Go on. What
a bit of a random one? Sorry. But a bit of a good one.
Going to the game every time last season was like going with you. Obviously, I'm not a woman, so I can't speak with authority on this. But like going into labour, rushing to the hospital, doing all the hard work, the suffering, the panting, the worries, all that. The strain, the psychological stress, and instead of coming out with a baby, coming out with a turd.
So Everton last year were basically a painful, pointless turd. Yeah, that's pretty fair description.
Last season, I couldn't get through to these players. I didn't connect to these players like they was going to do what I wanted to do in this game.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I generally, Yann, honestly want when I want my players to give everything for me on that pitch because I am behind them 110%. I feel everything they do. I do it with them. So if Iwobi's got the ball, I've got the ball with him when I watch it, and I wanted last season our players to give what I wanted, and they didn't. They didn't have that sort of personality last season. This season, I'm sending Torquay out. I'm sending Cody out. I'm sending Gana Gay out. I'm sending Iwobi out, and Onana and Mupe's a little bugger. I tell you, they're going to do what I want them to do today, and they didn't do it against Man U. But I tell you something, I generally do think that they're all hungry to do well. It was interesting listening to Onana when he went to the presentation thing with Mupe and McNeil, and he said, "Why aren't you showing my goal?" Joking, and that's why I think he's going to score today because he was like, "Why aren't you showing my goal?" He's hungry to score. Onana is, and this could be a good game for him to score.
I think this is an interesting point from Matty here. To get a result, Pickford will have to have a great game, and I think not just from the point of view of as a keeper, like making saves. I think he could be a key player for us because, we're looking at ways we're going to score, like that ping over the top into the channel, or that ping over the top into the channel like one of our forwards to run onto, that's a way that we might be able to get at them, because if they're coming at us, we get the ball, we lash it up there for like Damari Gray to go running onto.
Especially with 3 at the back, and you hope that you put it onto the exposed flank. Yeah.
I tell you what's going to happen. McNeil's going to take a corner, and Connor Cody's going to come up and boosh in the back of the net. That's what's going to happen. I can see it already. I can see it already. Very dangerous in corners, because if you look at their players, they ain't that good in the air. Some of their players ain't that good in the air. So I feel like we could hit them, because they've got Romero not that good at heading the ball. Dyer is okay. Davis ain't good at heading the ball. Doherty isn't good at heading the ball. Bentancur isn't good at heading the ball. Olberg isn't. Perisic isn't. The only probably player that they've got is good at heading the ball is Richarlison and Kane. They're 2 attackers. So those corners, this time, if we get some good balls in the box, which we can do with McNeil on, I do feel with Tarky, Cody and Onana in the box, like I said, boosh, that's what's going to happen. We're going to win this.
I would be very interested to see whether Frank Lampard, obviously it's dependent on the performance in the first half, will make some, I don't know if it's the correct word, but incisive, aggressive substitutions, rather than being sort of last minute, we have to do this, making proactive substitutions. That's what I'm saying, like when Garner could have come on earlier in the United match.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that's been thrown at sort of Lampard, that he doesn't make subs early enough, which is fair enough.
But having said that, we've not been in a situation where there's last week against United was a strange one, but then you do have to admit that United can be a good team. So, but maybe it's because, I don't think he's not tactically unsound. I think maybe he just doesn't want to break something too much or change it too much if it doesn't warrant it, if it doesn't display itself as being too broken, because we're still building a team, and sometimes if you make those changes 5-10 minutes into the second half and you've got a player who's like, right, yeah, we can change this round, and then he gets pulled off, his head's just going to tank. Maybe that's just my philosophy on it, the sports psychology of it, but next week he's going to be thinking, Christ, if I make a few mistakes, I've got to play cautiously here rather than play with a certain freedom, and he's going to get pulled off. I don't know. Well, he's going to get pulled off.
No, it's fine.
Someone's just sent me the referee, Paul Tierney. He'd look at his stats, yellow cards and red cards, and he does seem like he likes his yellow cards and red cards, so I could be right on. It's a very cardy game. See, it'd be interesting to see how he controls this game as well.
Yeah, because
is Richarlison going to go down diving? Because normally when Richarlison goes down diving,
that's what I was wondering.
We side up for him all the time. This time, if he goes down diving, I don't think we're going to be happy. I think we're going to be like, just get up and let us play the game. And I do think he's going to get some tackles into him today. Richarlison could be frustrating for them. A lot of saying they're scared of him. He could sometimes, when we've had Richarlison, he can make a game bad for you. He can go down a lot. He can miss easy chances.
That is Stevie's panoramic view of White Hart Lane there.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Good ground.
It's an amazing stadium.
It is a good ground.
Hang on, what is it called if not White Hart Lane? Because surely it is White Hart Lane. Because it's literally about 2 meters just to one side of it.
Someone will drop that in the comments. Some professional.
Hasn't it got like a sponsory name?
Oh.
Hang on.
Do you know what though? Seeing that, I would be jealous. But knowing that we're going to have a ground that's like
what's the name
joining the dock, that's going to look amazing. Like our ground, it just makes like Steve said, it just makes you more excited about our ground. It's just like a little advert, isn't it? I can't wait.
But if we have somebody who's gonna
it is called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. That's what I thought it was called. It's called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh my days! We said we was going to do a short one on this, but I'm seeing people come on. 50 people was on then. They're all and more because it's all the rest as well. I think there's about 100 people on.
Build up in it, so
love it.
Do you think that might be a right time now to drop down the news that we have some movements and machinations and some sort of tentative agreement to have a certain somebody on a stream at some point soon?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, if it's going to happen,
do you know who it is?
Yeah, come on, you know.
Joking. Joking. No,
Right.
I did message people on. I messaged Stephen Pienaar and said, "Will you come on this channel?" And Stephen Pienaar says, "Yes, I'd be happy to." And then he basically said, like, I think it was yesterday or the other day, "When you're ready, I'll come on." So we're literally just waiting for an email from Stephen Pienaar, date and time, and then Stephen Pienaar's going to come on the channel. Like,
Because I've been in touch with I've been in touch with one of my contacts at Everton Football Club. I've got to say,
Now that you're a superstar, yeah. Now that you're a superstar, you've got all of these connections at Everton now.
And he's going to, the person responsible is going to pass it on to somebody who knows Mr. Pienaar. Yeah, hopefully he will be in touch about coming on. So that will be fantastic. I mean, I think it'll be interesting because obviously it was just on social media recently about Stephen Pienaar hooking up with David Moyes to potentially get into coaching. Now, I mean, it's just interesting to see what he might have learned from Moyes and how that fitted into his time at Everton, and maybe he can reflect on Everton's trajectory post Moyes, and obviously what it meant to him to be at the club. I think it'd be fantastic to have him on.
I can't wait. I can't wait to just like talk to him about how it is to be an Everton player. Like, also, as a fan, you dream to be a player, don't you? Like, generally, you wish you was playing for Everton.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what that feeling is. I wish, like, I was playing. I want to know how special that was and his journey and stuff like that. It'll be cracking. I will always love Stephen Pienaar massively. Interesting we're talking about him this game because he went to Spurs and he come back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was superstitious, but I have to say we seemed to play well when Dan was wearing the war paint. There's a bit of disappointment that you're not, like, you've cut the hair and you're not wearing war paint. So,
do you know what though? Seriously, like, you didn't understand that I had to have 5 showers after that war paint because
it's amazing.
I sprayed my hair as well and it wouldn't come out of my hair, so I had like literally 5 showers. So you got to think of my electric bills and gas bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true.
With the gas and electric going on. The funny thing is, though, I'll tell you the story. I actually went looking for face paint today, and I couldn't find blue, which I think is like the most disgusting thing I've ever seen on this planet. That there wasn't blue paint. So next game against Newcastle, I'll be wearing the paint, but I'll probably be going to the game wearing the paint. I'll probably be going to Newcastle wearing the paint.
Look on social media for like historical reenactment and LARP groups and stuff, because when they use all that kind of stuff, obviously there's face paint, but you can get quite cheap all this stuff that was like blue woady stuff for Celtic warriors.
Yann, I've got my eye on something that's 120 quid. It's do you know your Viking metal thing that you put over a proper Viking with the blue down there? I want to get it.
What, you mean like a Victorian's helmet?
Yeah, with the blue, Dan. The Victorian's helmet with the blue, the proper Sparta warrior. Yann, you will like it, but it's 120 quid, so maybe I might have to win on my Everton bet today to get that.
Oh, Christ, what have you done?
Everton
1-0, stuck a tenner on at 12-1.
Well, Everton to win at 6-1. I tell you something, they're not that much better than us. I've definitely doing Everton to win today at 6-1. I've done that.
They only reckon we'll win 14% of the time. That's taking the.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's 6-1.
Frankie's on the skybox. Oh, he's Frankie's on the skybox. Oh, Richarlison is.
Hello, mate.
Injured in the warm-up. Richarlison's injured in the warm-up.
Looking out for. Well, someone's knackered already.
Look at this comment here.
Who's knackered?
I painted my arse blue.
Son.
Give me those.
Son's injured in the warm-up.
I don't take any. No, for no paracetamol when I got a headache.
Eric Dyer looks miserable, but then he always does. He's got a face that's like someone that's just come out of queuing at Domino's for 2 hours and realised that he's not pressed submit on his bloody pizza.
Do you know who's got the most miserablest face in football? And I'm not even joking. I've seen a picture of him with I seen a picture of him getting a haircut, Yann. He got a haircut at the hairdressers and someone took a picture. Steven Gerrard, what a miserable face he's got. Proper miserable.
Brilliant, isn't it? Oh, I'm loving seeing him losing. It's great.
Yeah, I seen a picture of him get his haircut and someone put his picture up and he's not even smiling after a haircut.
No,
you know
Dan will not shave his head. It's part of his identity.
It's
Yann's keeping his. Yann is the Viking. I can't live up to
He's the
Yann's
Viking,
expectation.
he's the Viking poet. You can't be the Viking poet.
There's only one
with
Viking.
a skinhead.
Yann made me shave mine. Yann says I'm being the only Viking on this channel. No, not really. Not really. No, yeah. To be fair, I do miss it, Yann. I miss the hair, but I don't miss washing it.
Right.
It's like a mission. It is a mission.
Oh,
Stephen just said got Wi-Fi now. Atmosphere mental. Back in the concourse. So,
Your suit you though, Yann. That's one thing I will say. Your suits you big time.
If I cut my hair short, I look about 10 years younger, mate. I'm like, hello.
It does make. I honestly think yours does look boss. Honestly, I did generally when I grew my. I wanted to see what I looked like. I didn't feel like I looked the perfection that I wanted to, but yours does look good. You do look like a Viking. Mine was a bit. I look like someone in the 70s or something like that with like freaking dancing on the disco floor. You generally look like a Viking. That's the look I wanted, but I didn't get it.
I look like a thug with short hair. Oh, did I tell you like that time during lockdown? I was
Dan suits the peach fuzz.
Church in Liverpool and bumped into Tom Davis.
No. Oh, that was Tom Davis.
Yeah, he hangs out there quite a lot.
Right. So listen,
Yann, you've been told, Yann, do not chop your hair.
It's getting sort of closer to kickoff now, so let's just do a quick like a proper genuine what we actually think. So obviously
calm.
I'm gonna go first because I'm obviously the miserable one who's a bit too realistic. So
yeah, and that's class. That's class. Yeah.
That's me with short hair, mate.
Oh yeah, and that is class. And the goatee as well. That's good.
Do you know the funny thing is, do you know what you look like with that hairdo?
James
you
Hetfield?
You look like Ryan. Do you know what I mean? You literally look like Ryan.
I don't think he looks like Ryan. I don't know who he does look like. Yeah, you do look like someone, but I can't put a nail on it. Looks a bit like you look a little bit like Holberg there, Yann.
Nice.
Oh, Kevin Bacon.
No, you look like Holberg, Yann.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon a bit, as well, yeah.
I've had Kevin Bacon. I've had Wentworth Miller. I've had bloody James Hetfield, Tom Waits, all sorts. Nice. I don't know.
Right, so come on then, because it's getting close to kickoff time. Guys, so right, predictions.
What sleeper agent? Let's hope Conte is Lizard Truss in disguise. Sorry, did I mispronounce her name there? It must have been a terrible slip. I should
slip of the tongue. Yeah, no, it's fine. Right,
so we'll be back. We'll be back.
Come on then. Like predictions. Are we predictions or are we not bothering doing that?
Go on then, Geoff. What you got? What did you say yours was? Sorry.
You're going for 2-2, are you, Yann?
Good score.
Oh God, do I have to try? Do I? All right, I'll try and be positive. And I'll go for a 1-1 draw. I'll try and be positive.
How is that positive?
That's because it's the best I can come up with. Because realistically, I think we're going to lose. But
you might as well stick to what you think. Then don't change it just because you feel you have to. Just be Geoff. Don't worry if you think we're going to lose. Okay. You say it.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to lose like 3-1, something like that.
Yeah. That's what we're here for. We've all got different opinions. That's the thing. I generally have said it all along. 2-1. 2-1. I've said it. Then I'm sticking with what we said on the last channel. Geoff 2-1. I think we're going to win 2-1. And I told you what's going to happen. Mupé's going to score. Mupé's going to score the 30th minute. Son's going to score one back the 70th minute, and Onana's going to score the winner in like 90 plus minutes.
Luke reckons
that's the way it's going to go. 2-1 Everton.
Mark's gone for a 1-0 Kane.
If it makes you feel happy, Kevin.
Kevin's painted his arse blue.
I don't know.
Kevin's always done something. Kevin's like the he's the crazy one, isn't he?
He's like the Dan in the comments section.
He's the Dennis the Menace. He really is. He's like the naughty one.
Right. It is 17 minutes to kick off.
Yeah, right.
Kevin says 2-1 as well. Kevin, you might say he's a bit crazy in the comments, but he knows what the score's going to be. Like myself.
I will happily be like, I will happily admit that I'm happy to be wrong any day on this. Just like
Paul's right, look.
There's a lad who works at the Gatehouse, and I made a bet about it. It turns out we're watching a program at the same time, and it's on a streaming thing, and we don't know who's. We've got a theory about it, and it's like, look, if I'm wrong, I'll eat my own elbow. And at the moment, it's really not looking good for the eating the own elbow crew. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
Right. So, join us all. We're obviously going to be doing. We'll be back after the final whistle for
basically
post-mortem. The celebration, or the
one of us is going to be right because Yann said draw, Geof said lose, and I said win. So really one of us is going to be right.
If you're like lording it over me and telling me how you were spot
I can't
on all
wait.
the time,
I definitely will.
I wouldn't be. I couldn't be more happy if to be wrong. So
I definitely will. But you could be coming at me. But I still think you won't come at me that much because you'll be good if we lost.
Sorry, I'm not listening. Alex Iwobi's on TV, and I've got to say, like, I've definitely got a man crush on that guy. He's got something about him.
No.
And on that note, right? On that note, let's wrap this up because I want to make a brew before this match starts.
Look at Geof, he's itching to go. He's ready for this win.
Everyone is always.
Thanks,
thanks for joining us. It's great to be back on the channel. I have been
loads on. To be fair, Yann, there's been good people on. If you haven't liked and subscribed, and you are on now because there's loads on, that's the reason we haven't gone off. We said it'd be 20 minutes. If you haven't liked and subscribed, get on the button, like and subscribe because I'd like to think that this is a decent channel. We have been told it is. So get on that button, like and subscribe, and we will be back
straight after kickoff for the post-match.
They're fucking tough.
For the post-match chat.
Get your code on. Go on, Yann, end it. Get moving. We don't know the meaning of losing. So come on. Get down to Goodison Park.
Yeah.
Woo! Everton! When you hear the coppers shout, hey, put the candles out. We are the Goodison gang. We have the manners. We spend